studying too many Anna. I have school primary to grade, second grade. I was teaching mystery again. I listen to you.
Guys, what is history? Anna, do you know what is history?
Yes.
What is it?
Something about it. Don't have ready. Tomorrow, yesterday is history.
Yesterday history, right?
Yeah, yesterday.
Earlier we went to McDonald's, but now we already it's history, right?
Huh?
We went to McDonald's earlier, but now that's history, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because it already happened. Now what happened 1,000 years ago? 1 million years ago? That's all history too, right, Alec? Okay. So what we started talking about in the last lesson is personal history, right?
Right.
Your history. Your history is everything that happened to you and everything that happened to your family already, right? Today we're going to be talking mostly about family, but let's review, okay? These are photos from your history.
Yeah.
This was your birthday? How old? Don't say.
And I have something to tell you about history too.
What?
Today is history because I teach for when
Next time we talk about what day you lost your front tooth, what day you lost this tooth, so we can remember it for history, right?
Yeah, different
Okay.
history. This one in my teeth.
Look, here's your. This is when you first went to America. First time you went to America. That's in your history.
Wait.
And here we have Leah's history. That was probably Leah's birthday. Leah, what your M&M shirt? Leah, this is probably one of the first times you ate food. I know this day. This is the first time you ever came to Citaro.
And this
You have to see it?
you.
This is the first time you ever came here.
And this one you.
Yeah. Here you go for a ride a horse. Your other birthday. So all this is stuff from your history. Look, and this is from your history. This is the first day that you've seen your sister. First time seeing Ella.
It's Ella. But Ella is funny more.
Okay, do you guys understand younger and older?
Yeah.
Okay. Alec and Anna. Who's younger?
One being younger.
Who's younger?
Younger is me small.
You said you understand. You don't understand?
Huh?
Younger is who's smaller. Okay. Now let's talk about the verbs. Let's talk about how we say these. Okay. Do you guys understand younger and older?
Yeah.
Okay. Alec and Anna. Who's younger?
One being younger.
Who's younger?
Younger is me small.
You said you understand. You don't understand?
Huh?
Younger is who's smaller. You guys understand younger and youngest?
Yeah.
And older and oldest? And old? Okay, Dad, I'm old, right?
Yeah.
But of all the kids, Alec's the oldest, right?
And I get on.
And Leah's younger, and Anna is...
Youngest.
Huh?
Youngest.
Youngest. All right, good job. Perfect. So let's do this the other way. Anna's the youngest, Leah is older, and Leah, Alec is the oldest. Okay, perfect. Okay, guys, so there's 4 people sitting at the table. Who's the oldest?
You.
Yeah, right. You understood. And there's 4 people sitting at the table. Who's the youngest? Youngest.
Huh?
Who's the youngest?
I think.
Who?
Anna.
Anna. Okay, right. Anna's the youngest.
Again, it's I.
Remember we were talking about this, Ahmad, what he did at 0 years old as he was born. 1 year he walked. 5 he went to school. And you guys made the same, right? Anna for 7 years. And Alec for 15 years. And Leah for 9 years. What is this called?
Timeline.
Timeline, right. Okay, so in history, there's a lot of timelines. We can talk about the history of the world. We have a timeline where you show about there was dinosaurs, and then there was like caveman, and then there, we can talk about all that, about how people evolved, right? Right?
Right.
And we talk about history because everything changes over time, right? Anna, what did you drink? What did you used to eat when you were a baby?
Milk.
Milk, right? And now what do you eat?
Now, lunch. Oh, food.
Yeah, any food. Okay. But before you didn't eat food when you were a baby, right?
Yeah.
But you were still the same person. You just changed, right? And I told you guys before, when I was a kid, there was no internet. There was no cell phones. We couldn't carry phones to take photos. There was no tablets.
So what did you do?
What did we do? We rode bicycles and we played.
What about grandma?
Only play?
What about your grandma?
Happy, we only play.
We go play at the park. We ride bicycles and we go on great adventures. We go play in the woods.
But when
We run around all the neighborhood. We played football. We played
when
basketball. We
you
played
have
baseball.
TV, cannot have it that tiny hot kid and not like yesterday. You know, you can able to play something about you so happy. But we have only one kid.
All right, so I told you guys, we're going to move on to all types of history. We're going to learn about the history of Walt Disney, right? And we're going to learn about many countries and their history. We're going to learn lots of stuff in our history classes. But we're starting with your history, right? And your history is everything that happened to you and everything that happened to your family, right? So in this lesson, we're going to start talking about family. What is a family?
Family is a group.
Someone
A group? Okay, that's good. It's a group of people related to each other, right? We're all related. A family is a group of people who are related to each other. Families include our parents, our sisters, our brothers, our grandparents, our aunts, uncles, and cousins. Everybody has a family, right? But every family is different, right?
Yeah.
And some of your family live with some family you don't, right? Grandma lives all the way in America, right? Leah? Grandma, Auntie Diane. You have a cousin, Nora. Do you remember Nora?
Yes.
Nora's your cousin. She lives in America. Right?
Yes.
And then there's also stepbrothers, right? You guys had a stepbrother, Dorman, right? Huh? Okay. Have you ever seen this before? Alec, have you ever seen one of these before? Can you see it?
A tree?
What is it? Do you know the term? It's a family tree.
Family tree.
It's a family tree. Families are made up of different generations. You know that?
Yeah.
Okay, listen. Anna, you guys are the newest generation in our family. Right? Now, if you guys, one of you guys has a baby, if one of you is a mom or a father, that'll be the next generation, right?
Yeah.
So I'm your father. I'm a generation before you. And grandma is another generation up. You understand?
Yeah, I know.
So if we're doing like this, grandma's up here, right? Dad's down here. And you guys are down here. You understand?
And it's a family.
So that's our family tree. Who is my mom?
Grandma?
Grandma. Good job. Okay. And who is your cousin?
My cousin?
You don't know cousin?
Yes.
Alec, who's your cousin?
So actually, who?
Who's your aunt?
Auntie Diane?
Huh?
I don't know. Who? Who is it?
Who's my sister? Leah, who's my sister? That's my daughter. Who's my sister?
Dada.
Who's my sister, not your sister? Who's Dad's sister?
You dada.
She live on Vashon Island. Who's my sister?
What's it? I don't know. What the...
You don't know my sister?
No, I don't know. I don't know.
You don't know Auntie Diane?
No.
Do you know Auntie Diane?
Yes,
That's my sister. You didn't know that?
I know.
Okay. So who's your cousin? Oldest sister's name.
Anna.
Okay, and what's your other sister's name? Right here.
Right here, where?
Who's this?
Oh, Leeya.
Leah. Listen, Ariana was my first baby. Leah was my second baby for a girl. And I named you same Leah and same Ariana. Liana.
Leeya.
Your name is half Leah and half Ariana. Understand? We're going to practice this offline, okay? We're going to practice it more, but we're going to do it really quick. These are generations. This is the oldest generation. This is the middle generation, and this is the newest generation, okay? And they can go further. When they have babies, they go here. Their parents can go up here. You can make the family tree really big, right? But who's up on the top?
And
Grandparents. Okay. You have grandpa and grandma, right?
Yeah.
Grandpa and grandma are grandfather and grandmother, right?
Grandfather and grandmother.
Now, it don't say whose kids are who. It just shows that they have these kids. One of them's their kid and one of them's who they married. You understand? One of them's their kid and one of them's who married. And that's this next generation, okay?
Okay.
So these people are their children and their children's husband or wife. You say husband?
Husband.
When you're a lady and you marry someone, it's called husband. You understand husband?
Yeah.
Tell Ada and Thai how you say husband.
Husband.
How you say husband?
Just,
I don't know what.
When you marry a man, what's it called? What are they called?
I don't know.
If mommy go marry someone now, what does she call him?
I'm married.
Yeah, because they don't know marry. Alec, how do you say marry in Thai?
Married. Then tua.
Okay, so if mommy marries someone, what do you call the man? Alec, do you know? How do you say it in Thai?
Then tuaให้ผู้ชาย
Do you understand?
Yeah.
All right, you guys, I'm going to make you guys watch this video over and over again, this part, okay? I'm going to clip it. I'm going to send it to you, okay? Actually, let's get AI. Let's get AI. Aunts, cousins, uncles, nieces, all that stuff in Thai language. Could you educate them? Read this one.
Boo.
That's his grandfather.
Yeah.
Grandmother.
Ba.
Grandfather?
Yeah.
Grandmother. Now in Thai they say different whether it's your grandfather from your mom or your grandfather from your father, right? But in English we don't. We just say grandfather, grandmother. So say grandfather.
Grandfather?
Okay. You know grandfather, right?
Yeah.
Okay, you have grandfather working the market, right?
Yeah, grandfather is the name.
But you guys do not have grandfather because he died already, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I have.
And mommy doesn't have a grandfather for you, and I don't have a grandfather for you, right? But Alec seen him when he was a baby. Alec probably don't remember, right?
Yeah.
Do you remember? No. Okay.
How you be?
I don't know what name.
Steve.
Oh,
Steven.
I know Steve. But I don't know Maurice.
Okay. But you guys have a grandma. Everyone here have a grandma, right?
One.
Grandma, where she live?
USA.
Yeah. And in America, what would you call her? You would call her. If you were in Thai, this is what you call her, right?
Yeah.
What is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mom has one brother, right?
One.
Right? And you would call him, and he's your mom's younger brother, so you would call him.
White.
Here, right here, right? How do you say that? Leah?
No. No.
You know that word?
Yeah.
Okay. You know that? Okay. So in English, you're going to say your mom doesn't have any brothers, right? But your mom has one brother, so you have one uncle, right? I have only one sister. So you guys all have one aunt. Who's your aunt?
Auntie Diane.
Auntie Diane, right?
Yeah.
I have one sister. Her name's Auntie Diane. Okay? That's your aunt or your auntie. You understand? All right. Those are your sisters or your cousins. In Thai, you're going to say these, right?
Yeah.
Here you go. Right here, right?
Yeah.
What does it say?
P.
And,
No.
okay?
No.
But
Pino.
in English, we're just going to say cousin. And we just call them by their name. We don't say P. We just call them by their name, right? So you guys have one cousin, Nora, right?
Nora.
We have only one cousin. All you guys have. I have so many cousins. Do you know who my cousins are?
No.
Alec, do you know who my cousins are?
Examples.
Angela,
Dada.
Jessica,
Jessica.
right? Those are my cousins. You understand? You know Jessica, right? Okay. You guys say cousin.
Cousin.
Who's your cousin?
You?
Nora.
Nana.
Nora's your cousin. And you have this. This is a list of words that you could write. We're going to be doing these worksheets here. Everyone's got a copy, okay? Now look, these are the grandparents, the first generation. These are their kids and their husband or their wife.
Yeah.
Okay, say husband, wife.
Husband, wife.
Okay? So when you marry, right? The man's the husband, the lady's the wife, okay?
Yeah.
So these are their kids and their husband or the wife. And then these are their grandchildren. Look, these two people, Ann and Jack, they have 2 kids. And these 2 people, Pam and Mike, they have 2 kids. Now look at this. These people are sisters, right? Because they have these people. But these people, these are 2 sisters. And these 3 people are their cousins. Do you understand?
I just said that.
Okay. So let's go through this. Alec, look at the sheet. You find Kurt and Kate. Okay? Kurt is Kate's husband. Okay, right here on a husband.
Husband. Number 4.
Yep. Kurt is Kate's husband.
I'm not finished.
Okay, Anna's still writing. Leah, you get ready. We have Ann is Jack's wife. Okay, so next one's wife. Guys, go ahead and write wife. Anna right here, W-I-F-E.
W-I-O. E.
Okay, so Anna, you're next. Joe is Paul's grandfather. Perfect. Right here, grandfather. Okay, grandfather. Number 6 is grandfather.
Number 6, grandfather.
Did you guys look at it? Joe and the other person's down here. You can look, but it's grandfather. Okay, so look. Sue is Judy's. What is Sue for Judy?
Huh?
Sue is
Grandfather?
grandmother. Grandmother. You know that one, Rila, right?
Yeah.
A grandmother is a boy or a girl?
Go.
Okay. Grandmother, right here. Right here. Grandmother. It's getting late and there's some worksheet I want to do with Alec. And we're going to do this. We're going to continue this. Our next lesson is going to continue on because it's late. So you're finished with lesson 4 of the video. You guys are going to work on these offline in the morning after breakfast. We're going to finish this up. But for the video, we're finished, okay? And we're going to watch some videos and we're going to make sure you remember, okay? So who's my mom?
Grandma.
And who's my sister? Auntie Diane. And who's your cousin?
Huh? Cousin?
Nora.
Your cousin's Nora, okay? All right, guys, we're going to get ready for bed. And you guys are going to finish these worksheets. We got another one that we're going to work on in the morning, okay? So we're going to continue this. We might do one more lesson about your history. Then we're going to move on and we're going to learn about exciting stuff. We're going to learn about the history of Disney World.
Yes.
We can learn about the history of Legos.
Yes.
The history of Minecraft.
Yes.
You want to learn the history of Roblox?
Huh? How should the robot?
We can tell you where Roblox came from and when it was invented and who made it. You want to know? Do you want to know the history of Roblox?
I don't understand about that. I don't know.
You want to know the history of Roblox?
Yeah.
What were you telling me?
For
People about they do robot.
it that and it help my people for it I don't know how to say it in English.
Okay. What happened?
The people about they do robot they die already but him friend come how play robot do robot.
Okay, we're going to learn all about this. We're going to learn about the history of Roblox. That'll be one of our lessons, okay?
Okay.
All right. Finish. Let's get ready for bed.
Thank you, Mother. We are the first to follow. Bye bye. See you later.
Bye bye.